what can we do, right? The question is, Daniel, you're like, bashing all these authorities. You're against science. No, I'm not. What could we do, right? What could we do that's helpful with genomics? Well, we can help cure diseases. It's clear, right? For example, we would like to, we'd like to get rid of cancer. I lost my dad to cancer not too long ago. So we'd like to get rid of many diseases. So what's the problem? As regular kind of, as people, you're experts in your own job, right? But when you listen to science tell you about all these amazing things that we're doing, I think the question for me, when I argue with people who claim that science, has gotten very close to understanding almost everything, I say, well, why can't we cure diseases? Why can't we cure many of them? Right? That should be the question. And I think many of you asked that. If we're doing so well, it's so amazing that we're on the verge of this singularity, as they say, and we're going to live 500 years. Why can't we cure them? Well, I'll tell you why. It's very, very simple to understand. I'll give you a simple example. You will understand what the problem is. So, first of all, if we use the old methodology of a gene, humans have like 30,000 genes. That is 3 billion pairs. So if you look at each pair of nucleotides, right? So there's 3 billion pieces of information in every human. And this is kind of a toy example, but if we wanted to build a very, very simple model, right, of the old school kind, like a linear model that doesn't even tell you a lot, we wouldn't want to do that. But if we would have to have a model with like 500 million parameters. No computer can do that. That is impossible. We're not a quantum computer, not Amazon servers. Nobody could do that. So the amount of, and this is a very simple explanation, right? Obviously, there's arguments to be made that we can reduce this dimension of the problem. But still, even if we reduce the dimension of the problem, it is gigantic. It just doesn't fit into any computer model. For a human, for a human mind, or to pretend that we can kind of start understanding this, it's not going to work. It's intractable, right? We would need, usually when you're trying to understand something, right, there's something called a parameter. A parameter is like an unknown thing. How many unknown things do I want to know? How many questions am I asking? So for every question that you are asking, you need at least one observation. So you need at least, usually you need much more. But we don't have so many. I mean, how many people do we have on Earth? How many people did we sequence? What are the issues with that? And that is the main problem, right? Let me give you a simple example. Let's say you had an urn with different color bowls, and somebody told you for sure that there are 4 different colors in there. Let's say you're not seeing what you're seeing right now, and it's close to you, and we said there are 4 different colors. And somebody said, well, you have to guess how many different colors are there and what proportion of every color is in this urn. And you can probably try to figure this out by pulling some urns from this, pulling some balls from this urn. But what if I told you you can only pull 3 balls? So let's say you pull 3 balls, right? Let's say these 3. So you pull blue, yellow, and red. It says, okay, now tell me how many colors are there, or there are 4 colors. How many balls of each color are there? You would say, how could I know? It could be anything. They could, whatever's left in there could be all yellow. It could be all red. I have no idea, right? I need a lot of trials. You need to give me a lot of urns. I need to keep trialing these urns and then try to understand after many, many tries. We don't have that data. So this is kind of a similar thing with genomes, is that the amount of unknowns, the number of questions we need to ask is gigantic. It's unfathomable. Yet the number of data points that we have to go on is very, very small. And that's why we have to do with some, very, very basic tasks, while some people want to say that, kind of invent explanations and go beyond the facts, but it's better to just acknowledge that, hey, we have a problem.